everyone, happy Friday. I'm Holly from Body in Motion, and this post goes out to all of you desk warriors out there. You know who you are. You spend hours a week at a desk, at your computer, sitting, standing, but you're putting the time in, and maybe your back isn't as comfortable as it could be, or you have some questions about what your best desk setup might be. Great, so first of all, let's dispel some myths out there. There is no perfect posture that you can be comfortable in for 8 hours a day. That being said, most postures are going to be okay for short periods of time. They're not going to be the source of back pain for you. But the best posture in general is the next posture. And what that means is that we change up our posture frequently. If we've been sitting, we get up and move around. If we've been standing for a long period, walk around, sit down for a little while. Don't be afraid to change that up. So if you do find that your sitting posture is the one that you're using the most frequently, let's go ahead and take a look at some things that you can do to optimize that. First thing we're going to do, we're going to get rid of these armrests. Your armrests are the bane of your existence. You are going to find yourself slouching over to the side because you're starting to get tired of sitting up straight. So the best thing you can do is get rid of them, or if you can't do that, push them down, get them out of the way, and forget about them. Great. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at some angles that we want to get correctly to just kind of optimally load our spine. First thing we're going to look at is the desk height. I'm starting here because this is actually something that may be a little bit harder to change. So we may change some other things around the desk height, which is pretty static. What I can do to change it, if I need to, is I can put a keyboard tray underneath. What I'm looking to do is make sure that as I sit all the way back in the chair with my feet on the floor, that when my hands are on the keyboard, my elbows are bent at about 90 degrees or slightly more, not less, so we shouldn't be up like this. If you are finding that your arms are up here, then you need to either lower your desk or raise up the chair. Now, once we do raise up the chair, we may find that our feet are no longer flat on the floor. They need to be. The reason that they need to be is that to put the least amount of stress on our backs, our knee and our hip should be at about the same height. So that may mean that if you're a little bit shorter, you need to put something under your feet. That may mean that if you're a little bit taller, you need to actually bring that seat height up a little bit so that you're not sitting with your knees up like this. All of this with the butt all the way back in the chair. Great. So if you feel like you've got all of that worked out, we've got our keyboard at the right height, our feet are flat on the floor, butt's all the way back in the chair, and we've got the knee and the hip at about the same height. You're doing great. Last thing is, do we need one of these? This is a lumbar roll. Some people find that these are very comfortable. Other people do not find that they help at all. For those of you that would like to try, let's talk about how to use it. You want to make sure that we're using this at the natural curve of your spine. That's going to be near your waist, not down here by your tailbone. So with your bottom all the way back in the chair, I'm going to just tilt your pelvis forward and back and see if you can find where that hinge in your back is, or where that curve appears as you come forward, and that is where you're going to put your roll. So that roll right here at my lumbar curvature, and I'm sitting all the way back in the chair. So I hope this was helpful for you. That lumbar roll may also do you some good in the car, so feel free to try it there as well, and have a great weekend.